Hey out there, happy Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. Playoffs later on today, but you know what I'm doing before playoffs. I'm looking at some houses. I'm in Union Beach. Mike had reached out to me the other day. Shout out, Mike. Thinking about moving to Union Beach. So I want to show you a couple of houses that I was going to be looking at today. But before I do that, I want to show you a house that I guess maybe I'm crying over spilled milk. Back in 2018, I was looking at houses and I looked at this house. It wound up selling for $151,000. Let me show you it. So that's the house. It's on Prospect. It wound up selling for about $151,000. It was already lifted, but there was a lot of work that still needed to be done. The exterior was done. It was lifted. It needed the mechanicals in there, the furnace, the water heater. Some of the electric still had to be done. Anyway, let me make a long story short. It's one of the reasons why I'm passionate about real estate. I'm passionate about buying and holding. I don't know if I would call it a regret, but I wish I would have got into this a lot sooner. Because here's an example. In January, February, March, in April of 2018, I think I had an opportunity to buy this house, and for some reason, it didn't fit into that criteria, that niche that I needed. 151 was just a little too expensive. I didn't realize what was going on with Union Beach with these houses. So at $151,000, you could have thrown in, I don't know, let's just say $70,000, which I think would be kind of generous. The house would be beautiful. I really think today this house is worth $400,000. It's got a view of Manhattan. Now let me show you one of the neighbors' houses that's for sale, and then you'll see why I'm sorry that I didn't jump on this house. Well, this house is on Beachview. The actual address is 406 Beachview in Union Beach. That was the green one. I don't like to stay too long in front of the house in case somebody's living there and they'll be like, who the heck is this creepy guy videoing my house? Anyway, listen, 406 Beachview. It said that it was still on the market, but I just looked it up on Zillow and it looks like it's maybe pending, and it's probably pending for $500,000. Nice house. It's been lifted, brand new. I think the house is brand new. I've talked about that in my previous video. Sometimes houses are lifted and then the existing structure most of the time is redone on top of it, but this particular house, I think it's brand new from top to bottom. Just recently sold, I think, for $500,000. Check that data out. So that's the potential in Union Beach. $500,000, and like I said, Diane and I went to go look at a house right on the water. It was $1 million. So let me show you a house that I came over to take a look at. Hold on. Now, this house is on Laurelard. Let me give you the exact address. Hold on. That house kind of looked like a barn, but the deal is this: it's on the market right now for $240,000. Caught my eye. Anything under $300,000, I go and take a look at. The reason why it's under $300,000 is $240,000, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it's got a little separate lot next to it, 25 by 100. I don't really know what you're going to do with a 25-foot lot. Maybe have a nice garden over there. I don't know. But anyway, the house is listed as a 2-1 because it has to be above, I think in this flood zone it's 11 feet. So you have to be like 11 feet above sea level over here. So they can only consider the area that's above that. So it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, very small. I forget the square feet, maybe 700, 800 square feet. There's not really much you could do with that because it's on such a small lot. So it catches your eye being under $300,000, but then you see what's going on. All right, I couldn't resist. I had to video this. It's the corner liquor store. I think it's the first place I got served underage. I think I was like 17 years old. Depending on the tide and the day, you're going to get that sometimes. One of the things about Union Beach is it floods. Like, it doesn't flood where it's going to get into your house most of the time, and then Superstorm Sandy comes along. However, it's like below sea level or very close to it. And as a result of that, some of the roads get blocked off. when the tide's really high or the moon is full. So just take that into consideration. We're coming along the water. I didn't show this to you guys in the last video. I didn't come this way. But as we come up here, there's a little park they did. It's nice. But this spot right here, where there's nothing here anymore, over here, if you look at like photographs, I think it was actually in Time magazine, there was like a half a house left after Superstorm Sandy. This is where it was, right here in this empty lot. So I've mentioned this house a few times. That house right there. It's beautiful. It was on the market a few years ago. Diane and I and Casey went in to the open house. That house that I just showed you, that was the one that went for $1 million. I don't know if it ever sold, but also interesting little tidbit. There was a TV series. I forget the name of it. I have to ask Diane. But there was a TV series, and they shot some scenes from Union Beach and that house. I don't know if it increased the value or not. I tried to zoom in so that you could see Manhattan over there, but you can't really see it that good. But anyway, this is the far side of Front Street in Union Beach. You see back there? I used to go back there duck hunting. You see all the water back there? Alright, so I was getting like a little sentimental or taking you guys on a journey of my childhood. But I'm really here to talk to you about real estate. So that house I looked at for, what was it, 802 Laurel Lord. You can look that up on Zillow. It's for sale for $240. If you want it for $240 and it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and that could suffice for you, you can get a little place in Union Beach. Where it's going to go in the future, I don't think there's too much room there for growth. So if you're buying it for an investment, I probably wouldn't suggest it. I'm giving you a tour of Union Beach because I want to, well, first I want to let Mike know a little bit more about Union Beach. If you don't get a chance to come down here that often, and if there's any specific areas, let me know. But Union Beach is still up and coming. So check that property out. I had put an offer in on this house, and it never went through. What happened with that? I'll tell you in a second. But it's a 2-story. I was going to make it into a duplex. On the bottom originally there was a little restaurant down there, but it hasn't been a restaurant for many years. Interesting little side story. My friend Joe in high school and his family lived up on top. Needs a complete renovation. I think I was going to try to get it for like $230,000, and it needed at least, I'd have to look at my numbers, but it needed like $120,000 worth of rehab. Oh, and that's Keller Liquor Stores across the street. The reason why I was interested in that property was because it would have been a duplex, and it already has been deemed it doesn't have to be lifted. There's going to be a lot of paperwork involved getting it rezoned into just residential, and then at the last minute, the realtor and the developer who own it, then they let me know that before you did anything, there was like $30,000 worth of work that had to be done to satisfy the town. Wasn't going to increase the value of the property, but it was going to add some parking and do some other stuff. So anyway, I backed out of that one. The fact that it was across the street from a liquor store did play into my decision to not get it. I mean, I would have still got it if the price was right, especially a duplex in Union Beach. I think I was expecting to get like $2,000 a month for each unit. So here's one of the houses that we have on Florence Ave. It's got the house, got the garage next to it. That house I just showed you is on Florence Ave. We bought that, I forget how long ago we bought that, about 1.5 years ago. Pretty easy renovation project, and it was a home run. Bought it, I think, I'd have to look, but I think it was bank owned. I think we got it for $109,000. Renovated it. The ARV after repair value came in at, I think, $305,000. Taking these numbers off the top of my head. But they're very close. 109 purchase, 305 ARV after renovation. refinanced it and rented it out, and we have a really great family over there now, man and woman, and 3 children, and good people. I've become pretty friendly with the guy. What happened with that one was, I forget where they get some sort of assistance for their rent, and I couldn't get the rent that I needed for the house. So what I did was I separated the garage from the house. I rent the house to the couple, and then I was going to rent the garage, which I started to, but it didn't work out. Funny enough, I was renting the garage, and the least expensive rental unit that I had, the garage, the people wouldn't pay for it. Get out. Had to ask them to leave nicely. Anyway, man, this is a little red school, we call it. Brings back a lot of memories. Used to play in the playground over there, and I mean, I knew all the people that had the houses around here. It looks completely different than when I was a kid. This is Edmonds Ave. Over here, baseball field, many a games played Little League here. We just passed the street that I grew up on, Herbert Street. Go Herbert! And what we're doing is we're heading down towards the infamous Pebble Beach. That is the entrance to Pebble Beach. You're really not supposed to go down there with any kind of vehicles, but we used to. So you see that light blue house right there? That was actually brought in 4 sections. So it's built on, I don't exactly, I forget the name of it, columns. It looks like telephone poles. That's what that was built on. And then they put a foundation around it in order to get it up to the level they need to, 11 feet above sea level. And then it was a modular structure. 4 separate structures came in and put that house on top. It's pretty nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour of Union Beach, and maybe I'll hit Keyport one of these days.